Welcome to the match of the day, live, exclusive and free on Scottish. It's the 82nd meeting of the clubs in the Premier Division, and it ranks with the most important of them. Let's have a look at the Rangers lineup. And Walter Smith, well, he recalls Andy Goram, fullback David Robertson and Brian Laudrup, who will have a free role and lend support to striker Oleg Salenko. No fewer than 10 of the starting lineup cost around £1 million or more. Celtic now, they are unchanged following victory against Partick Thistle at Firhill last Saturday, with skipper Paul McStay having shaken off injury. Well, the teams are in the tunnel now, and alongside me, the man who sampled the big occasion with Scotland, Celtic, Arsenal and Aberdeen, Charlie Nicholas.
Yes, good afternoon, Jerry. Good afternoon, everybody. The atmosphere in this place is absolutely tremendous. It never changes whether you're playing in it or watching it. And today, with all the changes coming back for Rangers, it's starting to grow up to be a tremendous prospect. And I must admit, I've played in a lot of these games, Jerry. A lot of different and different results. But one thing you can guarantee is that the tension never changes. The first 5 minutes is going to be so vital to these two teams.
Well, there's a man in charge this afternoon, Hugh Dallas from Motherwell, speaking to Alistair Hood, the Rangers security chief. Let's hope both have a quiet afternoon. And I know that Hugh Dallas hopes that he won't be noticed at all. Good referees just want to get through the game and let the players do all of the talking and all of the playing. It's his first Old Firm match. What an occasion for him. Well, Celtic have lost only once in the last 8 league visits here at Ibrox, and that's when our studio guest Trevor Stephen got the only goal of the game. He'll be able to remind everyone back there it was January 1993. And there's the Rangers skipper Richard Gough, who's chasing his 8th consecutive championship medal. Andy Goram, who's been past fit. Also David Robertson, who's been missing for a few games. And just behind him, Alan McLaren. He's had problems with suspension this season in the Champions League. He'll want to stay free of trouble. Cleland there, who scored in the league game at Parkhead, and Stuart McCall, who's now a bit of a veteran in all these occasions. And in the background there, Brian Laudrup. He comes back after missing 12 games, and there's no doubt Charlie Laudrup will be a huge figure this afternoon.
Yes, undoubtedly, he has the flair that Rangers have been missing, I think, over the last 3-4 months. He's a guy who can turn it on, he can make things out of nothing. He makes Rangers tick when he's on song. He's a real quality player. The great thing about this match, and although this one's grown up to be one of the classics, is that the tension you can see even in some of the Rangers players' faces there. The tension never changes, as I said earlier, and it's so difficult to predict, even if the favourites are going to be Rangers today. It's so difficult to predict an outcome to an Old Firm match, and I think this game is probably more balanced than it's been for a number of years.
So they're now heading out towards the pitch, being led by Hugh Dallas. And the customary roar greets both teams. Richard Gough leading Rangers, Paul McStay leading Celtic. A full house here at Ibrox Stadium. Interesting thing, Charlie, is that the venue hasn't really mattered in recent years. Rangers have a terrific record at Celtic Park, and Celtic, as I said, they've lost just once here in the last 8 league visits. Yeah,
I think mainly in the Celtic point of view, Jerry, when I came here, since this stadium's been built, it's like a theatre you come to, and it's just so enjoyable. Every Celtic player always feels that it's a perfect place to put on your show. It's where you want to play at the top level, and this certainly merits it. As for Rangers, they've done it so many times at Parkhead and at Hampden. In particular, this guy Brian Laudrup, he's done it at Hampden against Celtic just last season, and we're expecting great things from him this afternoon. But there's another young man, Jackie McNamara, making his Old Firm debut, and started his Celtic career so brightly, and I think he'll be looking to this game immensely.
Well, he hasn't in fact played in a losing Celtic team so far, and in fact, apart from this being his Old Firm debut, he's never been to an Old Firm match.
Well, that surprised me even more so after the past of his father, who was an excellent player himself. But young Jackie, I think, will probably be nervous, just like any of the other players. It won't be any different for him being his debut. They'll all be tense, they'll all be tingling inside, and I say that first 5 minutes to try and settle down will be really important for people like Jackie McNamara.
So the Celtic players break from their customary huddle. atmosphere is just unbelievable. And what pressure this man must be feeling at the moment, Hugh Dallas. FIFA referee, as you can see. Well, Celtic are unbeaten away from home in domestic football this season. Can they do it again this afternoon? Can they close the gap? Or can Rangers extend it to 7 points? So it's the two imports, Van Hooijdonk and Thom, who prepare to start the game. And an early touch for John Collins, who's been an influential figure in this fixture in recent years, especially from the set pieces, and that's something Rangers will be paying particular attention to. Here's Cleland now, trying to get forward. Played so well in the game at Celtic Park in the league game. That's Salenko. And immediately the referee steps in and awards the free kick Celtic's way. Donnelly at the moment is pushing through the middle with Van Hooijdonk, and Andreas Thom is out wide on the right hand side. Salenko will very much on his own in these early stages, but Laudrup will try and support him. Meanwhile, the referee spotted another infringement, and now the decision goes Rangers' way. Tommy Burns is out there already on the track side. Here's Petric now for Rangers. So looking for Salenko, very much a lone figure. Ian Ferguson's pushing forward on the far side. Cleland comes in. McKinlay gets it away. It's a Rangers ball. Alec Cleland, who arrived last season with Gary Boland, a joint deal from Dundee United. And now he finds himself very much in the big time. He could have been facing First Division football with United. Here he is playing in another Old Firm match. So Gascoigne quickly closed down there by Collins. Van Hooijdonk puts it clear. Well, Simon Donnelly had an excellent game here last year when he really gave Richard Gough a hard time playing through the middle. And it looks as though that could be a Celtic tactic this afternoon. Meanwhile, Gascoigne's on the deck. I think it was Van Hooijdonk that clashed with him. Play still goes on. And Gascoigne is back on his feet. Well, he was caught there by the elbow of Van Hooijdonk. So the referee has a lot to do here in these early stages. Few free kicks awarded already. So long one from McKinlay. Away by McLaren. Laid off by Salenko. This is Ferguson switching the ball out now to Laudrup. Good running by Robertson. Oh, McCall's got space here. Well, it looked as though McCall could have turned and hit that one. He had more space than perhaps he imagined. He decided to pass it, but a real gap opened up there as Robertson came through onto the pass from Laudrup. Look at the space he had. McCall, he decided to pass it there to Ferguson, and Rangers have the corner kick. Gough's up there and gets a touch. McCall completely miscues that one. So too does Hughes. McCall again. Simon Donnelly for Celtic. Peter Grant, little touch by him, it's Van Hooijdonk. Nice little touch by Peter Grant, setting up the chance for the Dutchman. Simon Donnelly pushed forward, played it to Grant, little touch by him. Van Hooijdonk with the effort.
Well, it's a great start to the match. It's a good right foot shot from Pierre, likes that distance. Good break from Celtic. Just a minute beforehand, before Rangers had the corner though. It's a great move involving a typical Laudrup and Robertson just making the run, taking two Celtic defenders with them, and a good opportunity for McCall missed also. A good start to the match.
There's Van Hooijdonk laying it off. It's picked up now by McNamara. This is McStay. That's Boyd. McKinlay, quickly closed down by Cleland. And Collins gets the free kick. Challenge there by Ferguson. Here's McNamara. Collins. It's Gascoigne who got the foot in. It's Gascoigne again. Through for Laudrup. Petric goes in. Takes that one. The referee moves play on. Laudrup's not happy. It's in reverse Thom now for Celtic. Challenged by Gascoigne. It's Celtic's throw. So that's 5 minutes gone here at Ibrox Stadium. It's Rangers 0, Celtic 0. Grant going in solidly. Laudrup's back on his feet. It's Celtic on the attack through Simon Donnelly. This is McNamara. And that's a goal kick. David Robertson did his job there. And you have to be quick to get past this man.
Well, I think both sides have started to look up for it, Jerry, today. It's a typical Old Firm start, I would say. First 5 minutes or so, lots of passion, lots of everybody looking for a foul in Gaza or a Gaza to make a foul. They'll be screaming for every decision today. There's some good stuff started. Great play from Gascoigne there, Jerry.
Now it's Petric. Laudrup's in space on the far side. It's played through for Salenko. Hughes is there, and it's Hughes again. Good solid challenge against Cleland. There's Grant. McStay. Reverse Thom. So Donnelly still operating through the middle, pushing up on Richard Gough. Petric is keeping a close watch on Hooijdonk as McNamara plays it through. It's Donnelly now to Thom. Donnelly again. It's a disappointing one, and it's behind for the goal kick. Well, last season Celtic won here at Ibrox, then lost at Hampden, and the third game was drawn here, and Celtic won the fourth at Hampden, and that was after the championship was over. That's why it's important for Celtic to take something from this today, to keep the championship alive, keep it going as long as possible. That's been one of the disappointing features of recent seasons, well, unless you're a Rangers fan, of course.
I think it's an interesting start to see Simon Donnelly playing through the middle with Van Hooijdonk. Jerry, Andy Thom, as we know, has admitted himself that really he's not going to be expected to score 20 goals a season for Celtic, but he does create a lot, just like Laudrup does, and it'll be interesting to see how much space he's going to get in the wider area.
One great advantage Rangers have, Charlie, I think, is the pace of David Robertson, of course, depending on his overall fitness, but he is a player who gives great cover on the side Thom's operating on. And of course he can give cover through for the centre backs as well. Yeah,
it's a tremendous ability for any team to have. Rangers have that, particularly in the full back positions, and that's the one big asset they have, or one of them.
Seen Ferguson stabbing that one through. And it's Josh McKinlay for Celtic. Collins. Nice switch of play to McNamara. Van Hooijdonk comes off McCall. McNamara tries to force his way through, showing great persistence. So Rangers had enough bodies behind the ball, and it's Petric who gets it away from the danger area, and that's Rangers' ball. But good persistent play by McNamara, who with each passing game is justifying the £600,000, and that Tommy Burns paid for him to Dunfermline. It was Gordon Petric, who's very good in this kind of tight situation. Just look how calm and collected he is. Just gets it away from where the damage can be done. It's Robertson. McCall, who's quickly closed down as well there to get away from Peter Grant. Now it's Gascoigne. It's touched away by Hughes. Thom. Gascoigne goes in. It's Peter Grant for Celtic. McNamara stepping away from Salenko. It's Boyd. Got the pass from Hughes. McKinlay. By Petric, picked up by Grant. Now Laudrup's moved over to the other side, but it's Tom Boyd who emerges with the ball, flips it through, looking for Donnelly. This is Thom. Andreas Thom's going to try one here. Oh, that is an incredible goal by
sensational goal from Thom. First time he's moved into the central role. There's no doubt in his mind to strike this. He put some power in it, gave Goram absolutely no chance. But good play also from Simon Donnelly, who cut it into Andy Thom. But the shot's unstoppable. Very few goalkeepers in the world would stop that. Tremendous goal.
Well, they have to be good to beat Andy Goram, and that was right out of the top drawer. It's just his second league goal of the season, but my goodness, that's one he'll remember for a long time. Tommy Burns will be delighted with the start the team have made. Well, there was a bit of a drought for Thom. It was 11 games since he'd last scored. That one was worth waiting for. Well, Tommy Burns said over the weekend that the first goal could be crucial in this encounter. Celtic have it. Meanwhile, the offside flag is up against Thom.
Yeah, I think that's a fair point, that the first goal is normally crucial in this. I mean, I would expect more goals in the game today anyway, but I think Celtic, even in 11 minutes gone we have now, I think I've settled down. They've controlled the ball a bit at the back, whereas Rangers really haven't got it going yet, and I think Celtic have definitely settled it quicker.
So Petric strikes the free kick. It's headed away by McStay. This is Van Hooijdonk. Claims for handball, and it's given. Quickly taken by McLaren. This is McCall. Robertson starts a run, but McCall couldn't get the ball through to him. Rangers though have the throw. This is Laudrup. Again, it's Rangers ball. And you see the Celtic substitute starting to warm up there. The fans are delighted. Gough's well forward again, and it was Salenko trying the shot. That's behind for the goal kick. Salenko, who played extremely well in the Old Firm game at Parkhead, the league match, and he set up the goal for Cleland, but this effort well wide of the target. 6 goals he has so far, 2 of them in the last couple of games. Hooijdonk winning it there. It's away by Gough. Carefully watched by McNamara. Now it's McCall. Under pressure from Van Hooijdonk. That's a free kick against a Celtic player, and he's been called over. McCall was in the end of that one. And Hugh Dallas calls him over. So a word of warning will suffice on this occasion. Thom for Celtic. McStay. It's laid off by Collins. It's Tosh McKinlay. Donnelly. McStay. McNamara makes himself available. He's running into good space. McNamara. Now it's Thom. Trying to take on Robertson. That's a throw to Celtic. Celtic knocking the ball about with confidence in the middle of the park, and taking a lot of confidence from the only goal scored so far by Andreas Thom. Celtic leading by 1-0. And this is Thom again in possession. Leaves it to Peter Grant. Nice little touch by Collins. It's Tosh McKinlay. And it was blocked by Cleland. Celtic have the corner kick. So these are anxious moments for the Rangers defence. Hughes moving forward now to add his height and weight to the attack. Rangers certainly won't want to lose another one here. Give themselves a real uphill struggle. Celtic playing with real panache, real style. It drops out now to Paul McStay, but he gets under that one. Still waiting to open his account. There's Paul McStay.
Yeah, it's always worth the effort. The ball's coming high, it's bouncing awkwardly for him. Most people would try and take a touch. He's just had a swing at it. When you're 1-0 up, you can afford that luxury. Just feel at the moment Rangers on the left hand, and their left hand side, and Robertson is getting a bit isolated when Celtic have the ball. He seems to be caught with McNamara running at him and Andreas Thom running at him, and they just don't feel as if they're balanced properly yet, Rangers.
It was Gascoigne who made that challenge. Breaks away to McNamara. It's Donnelly. McStay, Grant, McNamara again. It's away by Gough. Put Salenko under pressure. Well, Salenko's still on the deck, but the referee allows play to go on. Rangers have possession and advantage. This is Cleland through looking for Laudrup. Boyd goes to meet him. And Tom Boyd handles that situation well, but that's poor clears by Marshall. McCall's in there. McNamara's with him. Still it's McCall. In comes Gascoigne. Gough's well forward. Still it's Gough. McStay got a foot in. The two skippers clashing there. And that's Hughes for Celtic. Well, that was all caused by a slack clearance by Gordon Marshall after some good work by Tom Boyd against Laudrup. Here comes Celtic again. Delightful ball there from Salenko. This is Robertson. And then Marshall takes that one cleanly. But, good play by Salenko. And the ball was eventually through to Robertson. And the shot going in from him.
Better play from Rangers. Got a bit more support to Salenko there. Obviously it was a Gordon Marshall mistake that gave him the initiative, but better support. I just feel when Salenko's through the middle, if Laudrup isn't supporting, he seems very isolated also. And I think that time David Robertson, especially with his pace, is supporting well.
This is Grant now for Celtic. McNamara. Gascoigne challenges. It's an illegal one. Free kick goes Celtic's way. See determination by both players. Robertson come in there as well. But, Celtic have the free kick. Well, McStay's gone off for some treatment. The referee was anxious that play continues, which it now does. And this is Boyd, who looked very comfortable in that run with Laudrup just a few moments ago. It'll be interesting just to monitor Laudrup's fitness during the course of the game, coming back after 12 matches missing. This is McCall. Here's Laudrup, back on the left-hand side. Robertson's ahead of him. And Celtic players all around him. And he has the throw-in, tight against the corner flag. Stays back in the field and goes back into defence. And the referee, meanwhile, has awarded a free kick to Rangers. So Petric pushes forward. Gough's up there as well. Well, Gascoigne has a habit of picking them out from situations like this. It's Gascoigne who strikes it, but right into the hands of Gordon Marshall on this occasion. He'll be disappointed with that one.
I think he'll be disappointed also with his forwards or his other defenders going into attack it, Jerry. I thought it was just a nice height to attack. Normally you see Gough going for them, but you need alternatives, and I felt it was a lovely height just to go and attack.
It's McStay charging forward now, forcing the play. Breaks away to Thom. Alan McLaren's with him. This is Donnelly. McStay goes in, does well. Breaks away to Laudrup. Challenge now from McNamara, and Gascoigne goes in heavily, and Gascoigne's in trouble with the referee here. The challenge on McNamara, who, as you can see, is still in the ground. So the referee immediately calls over Gascoigne. You can see how late he was, and the yellow card is shown.
Good bit of skill from Jackie McNamara. His feet were just too quick for the two Rangers challenges, and fortunately for Gaza, he's caught him full on the ankle.
Celtic have on the bench this afternoon Andy Walker and Brian McLaughlin. They certainly want to lose this young man early on. Hopefully it seems to be okay. He's already made a real contribution, pushing forward on the right hand side of the field. So it's left to Thom. Falls in behind everyone. It's picked up now by Cleland. So still Celtic lead Rangers by 1-0. That goal coming from Thom after 9 minutes. And just coming up to the 20-minute mark. Petric. Cleland gets a touch. It's away by Boyd. John Collins. Collins getting through a power of work. Going slightly deep in these their stages. So Robertson for Rangers. In comes McStay. And Celtic have the free kick. Paul McStay impeded as he went for that ball. And David Robertson also involved there, along with McCall. High boots and a little kick there by the Rangers player. Played shot by McNamara to Thom. This is Hughes. It's a slack one as he tried to find Grant, but Rangers give it back to Celtic. McCall challenge as well. It's Celtic's ball. Again, it goes Celtic's way. Playing it through.
Celtic at the moment, Jerry, I think are just dictating the pace to Rangers. I think, you know, Rangers look a little bit nervous at the back, starting to hit longer balls than what they probably would want to, and they just look a little bit shaky. I just think Celtic are dictating the pace to Rangers at the moment, especially the midfield area, which is the area Rangers really need to get on top of now.
It was good play by Cleland. Salenko, but again he had a lot to do. He did have players in support on that occasion, but it's Celtic again pushing forward. Andreas Thom gets a lot of space here. Peter Grant's running in support. It's played through to Van Hooijdonk. Here's Grant now. Well, Rangers leaving some alarming gaps, and Celtic are certainly exploiting them. But here comes the break now for Laudrup, but he's very much on his own. He gets away from Hughes. He needs support. Salenko's starting a run. Collins got a foot to that. In comes McStay with Ferguson. Ferguson wins it. It breaks to Salenko. Now it's Cleland. Well, when Laudrup broke there, he really did need support. It was slow in arriving. And again, Celtic get it away. Peter Grant's happy to knock that one back into the Rangers half. The way Rangers have laid out the stall this afternoon, they're not really in a position to put a lot of pressure on the Celtic defence, but maybe there's something on here. Robertson starts another one of those runs. Oh, it's a great pass through by Laudrup. Still it's Robertson. Got a chance here, and David Robertson equalises for Rangers. What a magnificent pass that was from Laudrup. The perfectly weighted pass, and Rangers celebrate now. A great pass through. Robertson had the pace. He got away from Hughes. He looked as though he was going to cross it, and he drove it right through Gordon Marshall into the roof of the net. Look at this pass from Laudrup. Perfectly measured, perfectly weighted. And then Robertson, a little look up, deceived the goalkeeper and drove it right through him.
Well, it's Laudrup's made it again. We're forever seeing these two link up like this. Robertson powers in with his pace. The Celtic defence, they must be furious with themselves. They ain't picked up what they were expecting the whole game. You would see they didn't pick it up, and Celtic have been punished for it. Rangers just didn't seem to be getting in the game, and then suddenly they get that, and it's probably just what they needed. They needed to get back in this game, and quickly.
Rangers won, Celtic won. Great running by Robertson, and that's exactly what Rangers required. A piece of magic from Laudrup. There he is. And how important he was to Rangers last season, and if they can get a run out of him again now after injury, there's no doubt he could propel them to their 8th consecutive championship.
You'd seen Laudrup making a run up the left and a great solo run about a minute before the goal with very little support again, and you just wonder whether they're going to get the numbers forward. But then as soon as you see Laudrup and Robertson together, you know there's danger.
That's virtually where it had to come from. There's not much happening through the middle. Here's Gascoigne. A little stumble by him. It's laid off by Collins. It's McStay. with 25 minutes gone here at Ibrox Stadium. Rangers 1, Celtic 1. Thom for Celtic after 19 minutes, and then David Robertson after 23. And that goal could be so important for Rangers, coming at a time when Celtic looked as though they could go on and dominate this first half.
Yeah, they were playing well in midfield, they were playing nice passes, with a lot of interchanging in the Celtic midfield and forwards, and they were giving them serious problems. But Rangers getting that goal, I think, must be the thing to spur them on. They must know that they must go forward in numbers.
It's laid off by Salenko, through by Gascoigne. Cleland just failed to get hold of that one. That brings applause from the Rangers fans. It's better play.
Well, that's the thing, Gaz has got an abundance as his vision. Beautiful pass to Cleland, just didn't collect it with his first touch.
Gascoigne suddenly looking in the mood now since that equaliser went in. It's Cleland pushing forward again. It's Tom Boyd who's there. Marshall obviously remembering that earlier mistake, taking his time about that, and he's put his defence under pressure. But it goes behind for the goal kick.
Pretty well played by Tom Boyd there, just using his experience, his knowledge. Gordon put him in a little bit of trouble, and he handled the situation very calmly to get himself a bye kick. That's Gordon, I think, in 2 occasions now he's not really made the clean kick early, and then Celtic have just taken the pressure back onto their defence again.
The referee awards a free kick to Celtic. A bit of climbing by in Ferguson, he indicates.
Celtic again making another tactical change with Simon Donnelly now coming in the right area and Thom in the left. Celtic giving the ball away needlessly though.
Well, Rangers fans are unhappy as Celtic take possession again. That's good play by Simon Donnelly, stepping away from David Robertson. Infield now to McStay. Donnelly keeps his run going. Still it's Donnelly. Back to McStay. Good play by Celtic. Hooijdonk! And it's Andreas Thom, and from about 6 or 7 yards out, his header goes just wide of target. Great play by Celtic on the right hand side. Donnelly and McStay combining. Hooijdonk with the shot. Fine save by Andy Goram. It looked as though Andreas Thom would get his second goal of the game, but he headed it just wide of the post.
Well, tremendous skill from Simon Donnelly, creating danger down the right. But there's a great opportunity to put Celtic back in the lead for Andy Thom. From 6 yards and a good clean header. McStay does ever so well with Donnelly, and Hooijdonk hits the target which he needs to do. The Goram save Rangers again.
What a chance for Andreas Thom. Correct that scoreline. In fact, Celtic are still leading by 1-0 while we were in the replays. An offside flag had gone up. It's played in towards Richard Gough. It's Gough again pushing through. This is Laudrup. Again, it's away. Well cleared there. And across now to Petric. This is Cleland providing a cross. That's McCall. Gascoigne. Gascoigne trying to force his way through, but Celtic battling hard here. So John Collins playing it through. It's laid off by Donnelly. Picked up by McStay. McCall battles well. Gough still well forward. This is Gascoigne. So that's half an hour gone. Collins was involved in that. So a chance here for Rangers to do something. They push just about everyone forward. It's just David Robertson guarding things at the back. So Gough's up there, so is Petric, so is McLaren. Put in by Gascoigne, spins high in the air, and Marshall deals well with that situation. So Gascoigne it was who struck it, and it really made it an awkward one for Gordon Marshall.
That's exactly what you need your goalkeeper to come and do for you after us talking so long, thinking it's one each, Jerry. Rangers now, I feel as if they're starting to get a bit more control in again. So the referee is taking some action here.
And Van Hooijdonk was spoken to earlier, and he's now making his way towards the referee. And the yellow card is shown. So it's the second booking of the afternoon. Gascoigne of Rangers and Van Hooijdonk.
Good play there by John Hughes, just using his strength against Salenko. Hughes and boys have been outstanding at the back for them. I think obviously with Salenko mainly being up himself. Now Rangers looking as if they're going to push in Ferguson further forward, because I think it's been quite a comfortable afternoon really for the back two central defenders of Celtic.
This is Ferguson trying to push his way through. And the referee runs over and awards the decision Celtic's way. Ferguson now being sternly spoken to. So we're just confirming that scoreline. Rangers 0, Celtic 1. Rangers had scored, but Robertson's goal was in fact disallowed. Rangers to move back a few yards. It's played through by McLaren. Headed on by McCall, picked up now by Salenko. Well, calls for handball, but referee allows play to go on. This is Van Hooijdonk. And Rangers get the decision. It's quickly taken by Salenko. This is Gascoigne. Played across now to Laudrup. Through for Cleland. And it was a shot going in from Petric. Cleland let it run through to him. The Rangers starting to push more and more into the game.
Yeah, again it's Laudrup making a dangerous pass. He started to creep into the game more. He's getting the space from Ferguson moving up front to join Salenko. And I think really Rangers need to play the two forward. They need to get numbers forward. They haven't done that enough in this game for me.
McKinlay and the long one through. This is Petric, and that drifts out of play, or the throw to Celtic. And 35 minutes gone. Rangers 0, Celtic 1. Andreas Thom after 9 minutes. Van Hooijdonk. That's McStay. Donnelly. This is Collins. McNamara's effort charged down by David Robertson. Celtic in the driving seat at the moment. Rangers had won the previous two encounters this season in the Coca-Cola Cup and the Premier Division, both at Celtic Park. But Celtic continue their fine record here, and they have themselves now a free kick. And the referee wants a word now with McLaren, who made that challenge. Simon Donnelly to take this one. Hughes has moved forward to the far side of the area, being watched carefully by Richard Gough. There's a lot of movement in there. Donnelly strikes it. Owens tries the shot. In comes Peter Grant. So disappointing end to that for Celtic. Peter Grant there in the thick of the action, now in his 13th season with Celtic. And you can see Andy Goram is leaving, as he has been this afternoon. The goal kicks, and it's Petric who strikes it. This is Van Hooijdonk, quickly closed down though by McLaren. It's Peter Grant who gets his head to the ball. It's away by Robertson. Good play there by Ferguson, allowing Salenko to get forward, and he's taken out of the play by Peter Grant. Ian Ferguson did ever so well in the first place to get the ball through to Salenko. And Rangers have the free kick now in a dangerous situation, a chance to get themselves back into this match.
Good opportunity for somebody like Gascoigne to send something at least on the target. If Rangers are going to get back level in this game, you need to produce something quick. That was the first sign that we've really seen of the Celtic back four getting stretched through the middle, and obviously a free kick for Rangers in a dangerous area.
Richard Gough is being allowed some treatment by the referee, and he's having a word now with Peter Grant because of his challenge on Oleg Salenko. So the Rangers skipper has taken a knock to the face. He's okay to continue. So Gordon Marshall gets things lined up. Goalkeeper getting things organised. The defensive walls there. It's Petric who's over the ball. Petric strikes it. I think that took a little deflection on the way, but in the end, not a difficult one for Gordon Marshall. Well, Celtic have the throw. This is McCall. It's deflected. Rangers anxious to get on with things. Just about 5.5 minutes left until the interval. Touch from Richard Gough. This is Gascoigne. Still it's Gascoigne forcing it through. Chance on here for Laudrup. And it's a great goal by Laudrup. And this time it definitely counts. 39 minutes. Rangers won, Celtic won, and Laudrup, who had switched over to the right-hand side, it was Gough who got the touch. Gascoigne did well here to hold off Van Hooijdonk. Little touch by Cleland, who was under pressure, and Laudrup picked his spot right in the corner.
Yeah, it's great play from Gaza. Uses his body strength, lovely pass into Cleland. He size puts it beautifully in the corner, Laudrup. It's a great finish. I said about 5 minutes ago he was starting to go more into it because Rangers pushed Ferguson forward. Now you see Rangers getting the benefits now. They looked as if they were getting forward in numbers, and they are, and correctly so now, back in level terms.
And I can is 1 goal apiece. It's Salenko trying to get forward. Well, it's certainly been a game with chances created, and there's Thom giving Celtic the lead after 9 minutes, and Thom again had a terrific opportunity to add to that. Meanwhile, Robertson had a goal disallowed at the other end. There's the confirmation, 5 minutes to half time. Rangers 1, Celtic 1, and the Rangers fans now celebrating. It's Richard Gough with the header. Gascoigne gets a touch. He also took a knock there as he played that one through, and Peter Grant has been called over by the referee. Well, Gascoigne, in fairness to him, just got on with things there. You see Grant catching him just late, and the referee spotted it, and it will be a yellow card on the Celtic player. So that's Van Hooijdonk and Grant of Celtic both booked. Gascoigne of Rangers also yellow carded. Rangers finishing this first half on a high. Again, Gough has moved forward. It's Hughes who gets in there for Celtic. It's Gascoigne again, being pursued by Van Hooijdonk. Well, Van Hooijdonk will have to be very careful. As I just mentioned, he's already been booked, and he certainly fell, Gascoigne. So just 3 minutes of this first half left, plus any stoppage time. Laudrup plays it through to Cleland. This is McCall. Cross now to Petric. Laudrup again. Good skills by him. Back it goes to McLaren. Again, it's Cleland pushing forward. He's done well in this first half. Petric now looking for Andy Thom. Nice touch by him, but Stuart McCall's there to provide the cover. Little touch there by Laudrup. It's picked up now by Salenko. It's quickly closed down by Boyd. And Rangers have the throw.
Rangers just upped the pace since their goal there, Jerry. I think they've just upped the pace a little bit. Look at Laudrup now, he really looks in the mood.
Celtic, who were looking so confident in the earlier stages, making mistakes now. It's played through by Cleland. Petric is still well forward. It's Rangers ball. There's McKinlay going through some torrid times at the moment. In comes Gough again. Ball's picked up now by David Robertson. It's in an early cross, but not a difficult one for Marshall. Well, Walter Smith will be a happier man now. Not only have his team got back in level terms, they're playing much better than they did in the earlier stages. There's Van Hooijdonk over the touch.
The same can be said, or the opposite can be said of Tommy Burns, Jerry. His team were playing well, midfield and at the back, playing with a nice controlled passing game, and they've given the ball away needlessly at times, and Rangers now back in the game.
Tommy Burns out there voicing his opinions as Gough leaves it to Gascoigne. Led off by McCall, falls behind Gough. McLaren for Rangers. Cut out by McNamara. Picked up by Donnelly. Just runs away from McStay. Thom gets a touch though. This is Grant trying to thread it through to Van Hooijdonk. But it's Gascoigne now who steps in for Rangers. Laudrup's calling for it. Was touched by him, but runs away from Ferguson. So we're now into stoppage time. Petric's caught there. Chance on here for Celtic now. It's Collins trying the shot that's deflected. Picked up by McCall. Well, a risky one. And it's Simon Donnelly for Celtic. Andreas Thom, good turn by him, getting away from McCall, who pulls out of the run. It's McLaren who clears. McCall plays it through, and the half-time whistle sounds. Oh, a dramatic first half. Andreas Thom giving Celtic the lead after 9 minutes with a blistering shot that gave Andy Goram no chance. And David Robertson had the ball in the net after 23 minutes, a pass from Laudrup, but the goal was disallowed. And then just 6 minutes from half-time, Laudrup popped up on the right-hand side, and as the ball broke to him, he picked his spot in the far corner. The half-time score here at Ibrox Stadium is Rangers 1, Celtic 1. As you can see, the second half just about to get underway. Look round, changes on either side. So this is Gascoigne now with an early touch for Rangers. Well challenged though by John Collins. Cross now for McStay. I think Walter Smith would be the happier manager at half-time as Rangers come on to more of a game after Celtic's very bright start. And meanwhile there's an early free kick. Stuart McCall taken out of the play. So a yellow card shown to Paul McStay. So the opening minute of the second half, and already Hughes has had to take action. This is McCall who's done the worst for that, and to drive it through. And while the flag has gone up just below us, the referee has spotted it now. Celtic have the free kick. Offside decision. It's Petric by Boyd. It is again. Challenge there by Ferguson. He gets away to Hooijdonk. In comes McStay. He does well under pressure. Now it's Collins. Still Collins keeps possession for Celtic. This is good play. It's Tosh McKinlay. It's Hooijdonk. No direction in that one. It's a persistent play by Celtic. Initially by Paul McStay, then John Collins. And it was Tosh McKinlay who sent in the cross.
Yeah, nice play. Typical left foot cross from Tosh McKinlay. A little bit wild with a header from Pierre, but good play again from McStay and Collins, driving at the Rangers back four and trying to create something.
It's Salenko, away by McKinlay, touched by Gascoigne. It's Salenko again. Petric now in the direction of Ferguson. It's McCall who played the pass. Hughes is with Ferguson. It's McCall. Crossfield pass by McLaren. Now it's Petric. Collins stretches in to deny Laudrup. Going through a lot of work is John Collins. So Salenko. Soon Ferguson. Robertson's there. Comes off Donnelly. He certainly struck that well enough, did Robertson. In towards Gough, just falls behind Cleland. Well, again, Cleland pushes well forward, and he caused enough of a distraction for Laudrup to grab the equaliser in the first half, and that is Laudrup. Well, Paul McStay involved there, but the referee awards the free kick, but he decides on no action against the Celtic skipper. So Gascoigne to strike this one. Again, Petric as well forward. Gough's there as well. Gascoigne tries one! That was a magnificent effort. Everyone looking out towards the tall figures of Petric and Gough. Gascoigne almost deceived Marshall. Well, that's what makes him such a good player.
Well, there's the talent and evidence for everybody to see today. Anybody else would be looking for the cross in the middle. I was actually watching Gordon Marshall's position before he took the free kick, and he was on the outside his far post. And you would think most other people would just be comfortable, put it in the middle and go on with it again. But Gascoigne thinking all the time. And I tell you, if that would have been under the bar, it could easily have went in. That's what you tend to see.
And here comes Celtic. This is Hooijdonk. McNamara runs in support. This is Donnelly. Carried all the way by McLaren and Gascoigne. And the free kick's given against McLaren for his challenge. Simon Donnelly's operated well.
He's having a particularly good season for Celtic, Simon Donnelly. Probably playing in a position that he's not recognised as being.
There's Thom who strikes it. Hughes as well forwards. Claims for a penalty kick there as he was challenged, and it's given. Oh, the referee appeared to hesitate. Richard Gough went with John Hughes. It certainly looked a penalty kick from here. The referee took his time about it, had a think, and then pointed.
It's a great ball in from Thom. Richard Gough I think he's caught on the wrong side of John Hughes. Hughes gets in front of him, and he scrambled all over the top of him. And for me, it's a certain penalty.
So further drama here at Ibrox Stadium, and a chance for Celtic to regain the lead. So John Collins starts his run, and it's gone in. And again the Celtic fans celebrate. 51 minutes gone here. John Collins puts Celtic ahead. Rangers 1, Celtic 2. Andy Goram guessed right. He might even get a touch on that, but he couldn't keep it out. The ball drifted into the corner.
Well, he sneaked in the corner. Goram's read it. Usually particularly good at these saves. John Collins is at the back of the net, and that's the only thing that will bother him.
Rangers 1, Celtic 2. And now Rangers are making a change. Just below us, Ian Ferguson is leaving the field, and on comes Ali McCoist. Well, Ali McCoist has been such a scourge to Celtic over the years. Rangers really need him now this afternoon. Tony Burns trying to look calm. McCoy spread some magic dust. He's such a marvellous scoring record against Celtic. 25 goals in a dozen seasons, if you include the Glasgow Cup goals, which I'm sure Ali does. So we'll see if he can do something here. 307 goals and 500 appearances so far for Rangers. Incredible record.
I think he counts friendlies and training sessions and all.
As I mentioned the Glasgow Cup there, when he scored I think it was a hat-trick against Celtic, and there were 44,000 people here. It was a full house on a very big occasion. It's a slack one by Robertson. It's McNamara. Richard Gough will want to drive Rangers forward after conceding that penalty kick. There's certainly no doubt about it. Hughes had got himself into a good position. Now it's Hughes who's under pressure from McCoist, and he reacts well, getting the ball and allowing his goalkeeper to pick it up. This
will be a period for Rangers where they can't allow Celtic to settle and start knocking the passes about. happened a little bit in the first half. If it happens again, Celtic will dictate the pace of the game. Now Rangers really need to drive forward at Celtic.
McStay under pressure from McCall. It's McNamara moving it to Donnelly. And an upward one for Gough. He goes in again there, and Thom. He allows play to go on. It was McLaren who blocked Thom, and meanwhile the referee is given the free kick. It's absolutely frantic now. Celtic in a hurry to get on with things and actually giving the ball away. A touch there from Gascoigne. Again, well aware of what was going on around him. So this is Cleland charging forward now, and Tom Boyd showing a fair bit of pace again. Again, Tom Boyd has performed well this afternoon in his 5th season with Celtic. That's 55 minutes gone. Celtic lead by 2-1. This is Salenko. Cleland's in there. He jumped more in hope than anything else. Collins. The Rangers players are unhappy as the linesman signals it's Celtic's ball. So McCall who gets a touch. Now it's Laudrup. Driving in the cross. Away by Hughes, only as far as McCall. That's good play by McCall. I can try one here. Well, Marshall managed to scramble it away with McCoist coming in. Excellent effort that by Stuart McCall. Still play goes on, and now Marshall can take that one comfortably. The goalkeeper managed to scramble that one away. It was brilliant play by McCall. He made the opening for himself, struck it well, and with McCoist running in, Marshall had to get that one away. Now for Rangers. Well, the referee is looking unhappy. Several players shouting at him as Laudrup started that run. That ball slightly deflected. There's a cross went in. But there's a lot happening. There's a fan in the pitch now, and it's getting a bit bad-tempered out there. Well, the fan ran right across the pitch and just into the enclosure below us. And it's getting bad-tempered on the pitch and in the stands, despite all the warnings. This is boiling up in the wrong way at the moment. This is McCall. Robertson started a run. Robertson cuts in, provides the cross, but it just harmlessly behind.
Well, Rangers are starting to camp in Celtic's half now, and that's the last thing Celtic probably need. A lot of pressure is going to come forward now. Gordon Marshall, just a minute or so ago, a bit fortunate with a good effort from Stuart McCall. You just feel if Rangers are going to keep the pressure on top of Celtic, then you just think maybe a goal will come. I think it's important for Celtic's sake that they must get out and they must start to try and play part of passing game in Rangers' half.
So there's action being taken by the police just below us. There's trouble broken out down there, and the fan ran right across the pitch during play and ran into that area of the old enclosure. This is Collins now, pushing forward for Celtic. Finding Tosh McKinlay, but the flag's gone up on the far side. Again, Celtic have their substitutes out warming up. As Gascoigne plays it across to McLaren. Salenko under pressure. Here's Gascoigne. Draws applause from the home fans. That's Laudrup, who's popped up on that other side, switching flanks yet again. This is Thom. Cross for Simon Donnelly. McLaren's with him. Now it's Gough. Through to Cleland. Petric. Nice touch by Laudrup. Cleland. Ball deflects, but goes to McCoist. He stretches for that one, does well. This is Laudrup turning away nicely from Hughes. Cleland's there. Lovely touch from Cleland. Going for handball against McNamara. Well, the Rangers management team just below us. They can't believe it. Ball was played across. There's claims for handball against McNamara. It was Laudrup who sent it in. A touch here from Cleland. Well, it certainly appeared to come off the Celtic player's arm. Well, we've got a bad-tempered crowd all around us. Missiles are being thrown. The referee, as you can see, is talking to the linesman. Richard Gough is throwing in his tuppence worth. And the referee is going to take further action here. Knox led a charge off the Rangers bench. As the referee shook his head. Now Laudrup's in trouble. The yellow card is shown to him. So an afternoon of drama here. A good goal for Rangers disallowed, and now a penalty claim turned down. It certainly was not of the Stonewall variety. This is Laudrup. McCall. Gough. McCoist in there. McCoist takes a topple, and the referee tells him to get up. And on that occasion, the referee was absolutely correct. Certainly looked from here as well. McCoist had taken a dive, but the temperature rising by the second here. And the referee having a torrid time of it. So here's the first penalty claim, just a few moments ago. Laudrup sent it in. It was Cleland to give a little touch on the ball. There were claims that had come off the arm of McNamara. The referee was well enough placed, and he wasn't interested, and he certainly wasn't interested when McCoist went down. So still coins are being thrown from the main stand just behind us. The behaviour once again is deplorable. Afternoon that we all hoped would turn into a classic football match is in danger of getting out of control here. The free kick awarded now, right on the edge of the area. John Hughes, I think it is, yeah. He's on the deck. Too much in his legs, but it really is getting very bad tempered.
Yeah, it's very bad tempered. All round about is not just the crowd on the pitch. Rangers now feeling as if his incident here. It's a challenge where Hughes gets a knock, Rangers get a free kick. You see people like Laudrup reacting to linesman when he thought it was a penalty. He ain't going to change a decision in the day. Okay, everybody gets disappointed with the wrong decisions sometimes, but you know, you've got to go on, mate. Rangers really need the goal more importantly than losing a head.
So we've got a free kick on the edge of the area, but you certainly saw Cleland's studs being dragged down the Celtic defender's legs. The referee is being put under a lot of pressure here, and this is first Old Firm game. You really wonder if one man can cope in these circumstances. So Marshall gets things organised. Rangers are chasing the equaliser. It's Gascoigne who's over the ball. Again, Gough's forward, so too is Petric. Again, there's a fair bit of movement on the far side of the box. Gascoigne strikes it in, and it's there. Super Ali does it again. Ali McCoist for Rangers, and you can see the reaction of the supporters. Rangers 2, Celtic 2. He's been in the field only a few minutes. It was Gascoigne who provided the cross, and McCoist with yet another header. Just about every goal he scored this season.
Marvellous head. It's a great free kick from Gascoigne again. He says he hit a couple in the first half, and I don't think he did any takers. Here's Ali McCoist, he's shown you. For all the bad part that he gives you during the week about his bad heading ability, he keeps popping up with these headers. When the game's at boiling point the way this one is, then there's one guy going to always stand up and take a chance. Again, it's McCoist. Celtic have been pegged back too deep in their own half. and I just felt that if Rangers kept pinning them back in, they would get a goal. And here we have it.
This is Petric now as Rangers push forward again. Same in towards McCoist. Away by Hughes. This is McStay. That's Collins. It's a free kick against Cleland. Collins trying to get forward, taken out of the play. Collins puts that one through, looking for McKinlay.
I think we all said before the game this was going to be such an exciting tie, even for a league encounter. My goodness, with 4 goals, so many things happening. And I must admit, I think the referee, with all the pressure he's been putting under his hand, that very well, Jerry.
Here's Collins now for Celtic. So 65 minutes gone, Rangers 2, Celtic 2. It's McKinlay playing it through for Andreas Thom. That's a good cross by him. And well away by McLaren. Salenko, who took a knock a moment ago, he's recovered. Here he is again. That's good play by Salenko. Picking out Laudrup. McCall starts a run in support. Still it's Laudrup taking on McNamara. Twisting and turning. Doing well to retain possession. Almost getting the pass through to Robertson. Now it's Celtic with a chance to counter-attack. It's McStay. This is Thom. McKinlay. Collins. Played off by Thom. It's Collins again. Good play by Collins. Thom, a nice change of direction. Challenged by Gough. This is McKinlay. That's a great cross. What an incredible save by Andy Goram from Hooijdonk. Marvellous save by Andy Goram. That's why it's so important to Rangers. McKinlay with a great cross. Hooijdonk reacted well, but what a save by Andy Goram.
Well, it's a great build-up from Celtic. A tremendous ball on McKinlay. And Hooijdonk hits the target at power. And that's one of the all-time great saves in an all-firm match.
So still the pressure's on. It's Collins who sends it in. Thom gets a touch. Goram's under real pressure here. And the Rangers scramble it away. But there's trouble now on the goal line. Goram and Hughes got angrily involved. Well, it really is amazing. The warnings players have had. Goram and Hughes getting involved. Certainly the keeper was under an awful lot of pressure. And he's been called over now by the referee as we watch this replay. He just got the touch there. And as Gascoigne tried to get the ball clear, there was an angry exchange between the two players, Goram and Hughes. They both ended up in the back of the net. It'll be interesting now to see what Hugh Dallas does about this. You can see Richard Gough going in there to try and sort things out. So the yellow card shown to both players. And it takes a tally to 7 this afternoon. And meanwhile, we can still manage a smile. Hughes and McCoist. Hugh Dallas should get a medal after this. Here's McCoist. Well, that was inevitable, wasn't it?
He's going to get involved in the game again, isn't he?
So, free kick has been awarded. Gascoigne. Cleland, McCall goes in a good run. Collins has gone with him. Tosh McKinlay does just enough. Gets the ball away now to Peter Grant. Van Hooijdonk. Good play by him. It's Grant. Collins. McStay's in a bit of space here. There's Thom's out to the right. Still it's Thom. Getting in a good cross. In comes Tosh McKinlay. Another big gap opens up and Goram's there again. Well, what a performance from Andy Goram. That's two great saves in the space of a few minutes. And in between he managed to get himself involved with John Hughes and get booked. And it's Tosh McKinlay. Andreas Thom's there. The offside flag is up against Van Hooijdonk. Doesn't count. So again, Andy Goram did well. The ball come over. Tosh McKinlay found himself in a lot of space, and Goram again stood his ground. So that's 70 minutes gone. 2 goals apiece here at Ibrox Stadium. There's a Celtic player on the ground now as Rangers mount another attack. It's a slack one by Boyd, almost allowing Salenko to come in. He's got it again, and it's gone in. That's an own goal. Rangers take the lead. McCoist can't believe it. So 70 minutes gone, 3-2 to Rangers. Well, Tom Boyd initially gave the ball away, and Tosh McKinlay it was who knocked the ball into his own net. It all began with that slackness from Tom Boyd. Salenko seemed to have lost his chance, played it into the middle. Tosh McKinlay was unfortunate to get the touch on it. Ali McCoist was waiting in any case, but Salenko gifted the ball by Celtic, and then Tosh McKinlay going in there with his own goalkeeper, and it's Rangers 3, Celtic 2. An OG from Tosh McKinlay. Well, quite an incredible afternoon here.
This is just the end-to-end stuff from both these teams now. I felt particularly bad for Tom Boyd there, making a bad mistake as he does. I thought he's been outstanding today for Celtic at the back. And Tosh McKinlay, his clearance was actually going wide of the goal, and it hit Gordon Marsh on the back and bounces into the net for Rangers' third goal.
Here's Tosh McKinlay doing a run on the left-hand side, but that's cut out. Peter Grant, little like Salenko, still play goes on. So Celtic with it all to do now. Tosh McKinlay gives the cross. It's Van Hooijdonk, and that's in. Well, this is quite incredible. 3 goals apiece here at Ibrox. Van Hooijdonk picking his spot in the far corner. Well, there have been some dramatic games in recent years. Tosh McKinlay at the other end, involved in an own goal, provides an excellent cross, and Van Hooijdonk, so often criticised for not getting up inside the area, leaps high and sends a splendid header beyond Andy Goram.
Well, it's a superb header. This is what a lot of people have been saying in the past about Pierre. We'd like to see more of it, and he pays him back today. But again, a superb crossing run from Tosh McKinlay, just inviting the ball to be headed into the back of the net. But Pierre, full credit to him, gets a header, knocks it in off the post, and I still believe there's even more goals in this game yet.
Well, really incredible. Tremendous spirit being shown by both sets of players, and it's wonderful that things have calmed down. There was a spell there where things threatened to get out of control. A few happenings on the pitch, a few happenings off it. Shows you what a wonderful occasion this can be when the players get on with things and provide the entertainment. And here's Tosh McKinlay trying to get forward again, and he's got the free kick. Cleland, the offender. And the referee wants Paul McStay to retreat a few yards. And 6 goals, 7 bookings, all kinds of drama unfolding. Here's McStay. Certainly both sides are committed to go and look for the winner. That's a slack one. Aimed at McCoist, he gets a little touch, but only as far as Hughes. It's McStay. Stayed off by Collins. McStay again. This is Grant. McNamara runs in support. Good challenge by Gascoigne. Picked up though by Collins. This is Donnelly trying to get through. And Rangers get the free kick. So a little bit of a breather in what's been a frantic second half. And Robertson makes another stick there, plays it high upfield. Scored by Thom Boyd. There's Collins. This is Hooijdonk. There's a bit of activity in the benches below us, both sides. Look as though they're just about ready to make changes. Brian McLaughlin getting ready for Celtic. Charlie Miller for Rangers. Meanwhile, play goes on. This is Laudrup. Flipping it through, looking for Salenko. This is where he did the damage from the last time. Salenko twisting and turning, but again, Collins is back there doing some excellent defending.
Fair play there from John Collins, getting back and just nipping the danger in the bud.
But a good interception by Richard Gough. And it's Cleland who hoists a high one in. Marshall keeps an eye on it. Salenko coming in. The goalkeeper takes the ball cleanly. Seemed that Van Hooijdonk, he's very much in his own though. Still manages to get a touch. In comes Tosh McKinlay. Trying to get away from Petric. And he's blocked there by the Rangers defender. Free kick awarded. So those substitutions will take place now. And Brian McLaughlin is coming on for Celtic. And Charlie Miller for Rangers. So Salenko is leaving for Rangers, and Simon Donnelly going off from the Celtic side. Charlie Miller, who played in this corresponding game last year and played so well, he comes on to applause. And so too does McLaughlin. So Donnelly gets a pat there from his manager for his efforts this afternoon. And here comes Celtic. It's McNamara. Touch now for the substitute. He gets in an early cross. Gough server. Goram had come off his line. The Rangers captain took responsibility, got it away. It's returned by Hughes. It's Gough again. Played through now by McCall. That's a good ball. Charlie Miller's there. Cleland's just ahead of him. And Celtic managed to get it away. And that just kept in play by Peter Grant. It's a good break that by Rangers. And again, John Collins as well under pressure. Gets away from Gascoigne, who's taken a knock, and Gascoigne looks in a bit of difficulty. As Celtic mount an attack now. Gascoigne's really in trouble. But here's McLaughlin trying to find a way through. Robertson got it away. Touched by Cleland. Now it's again Hugh Dallas being caught up in the skirmishes. And that's Petric now getting away. Cleland's on the ground. Meanwhile, Gascoigne has come back onto the field, but he's limping a bit. So they needed just a little bit of treatment there. So the referee wants to restart things. And it's Hughes who takes the free kick. There's Archie Knox. Shouts instructions to his players. It's played in now looking for Tosh McKinlay, and it's Gough who comes across. So thrown to Celtic just in the line with the Rangers penalty area. What a remarkable second half it's been. McKinlay provides a cross. It's easily taken on this occasion by Andy Goram.
I think McKinley's responded particularly well after the disappointment of probably being credited with the own goal. I think his runs up the left have really put Celtic back in this game. Obviously his crosses has helped Van Hooijdonk, but I think he's been particularly outstanding since that happened to him.
There's McLaughlin stepping away from McCall. McKinlay starts another run on the left hand side. It's left to Collins. Good play by Collins. Still Celtic have it. McLaughlin plays it through to McKinlay. It's McLaughlin again. Collins. Celtic showing patience, keeping possession. Again it's McLaughlin. Collins. McLaughlin's taken out of the play. And free kick is awarded. And I think Alec Cleland's in trouble now with the referee. Rangers player will be shown the yellow card, and Celtic have another opportunity here. So takes it to 8 bookings, 4 for either side, and also 3 goals apiece. So just under 10 minutes left here at Ibrox Stadium. Goram again gets things organised. Celtic have players here who can certainly strike from this range.
And Hooijdonk in particular likes this range, Jerry.
That's his side. It's Van Hooijdonk who strikes it. Not a bad effort. And Goram was always confident enough.
Just lofted it too much in it.
He scored a stunning free kick from that kind of range against the Wraith Rovers earlier in the season. And it's certainly his side of the field. Collins, of course, delights in taking them from the other end of the box, the other edge of the box. So things finally balanced. It's Laudrup again, trying to find a way through. Delightful play by him. It's laid off by Gough, who's well forward. Again, Laudrup makes himself available. Gets in the early cross. It's lifted by Charlie Miller, and Paul McStay coming across to get it away. And McStay's limping a bit now. There'll be a lot of tired legs out there after the pace at which this game has been played. But, Charlie Miller, one of the fresher players on the field, allowing that one to slip away. This is Thom now for Celtic. But, just overcooking that one. And he's on the deck now. Thom's back on his feet as Goram delivers a high ball forward. It's headed away by Boyd. Playing it through to Gascoigne. Robertson's in a fair bit of space there. This is Robertson. And that was well blocked by McNamara. Robertson certainly had time to do something. That's McCall. Switch of play to Gordon Petric. Laudrup's there with him. He's forced to backtrack though by Van Hooijdonk. This is Gough. Petric again. Playing it through, looking for Cleland. He's a bit ambitious with that one. Laudrup was close by, but Petric opted for the longer ball. Run away.
Both these teams seem to be taking it in spells. Celtic seem to have scored the third goal and had 10 minutes of possession, and then Rangers seem to be coming back into it again.
This is Collins. McKinlay starts another run. Collins checks his stride to inside to Van Hooijdonk. He tried a little touch there towards McStay. It's McLaren being chased all the way by McLaughlin. McCoist hits a high one in there. Taken down by Laudrup. Back plays it through now, looking for Andreas Thom, but the offside flag has gone up. Thom who scored that blistering opening goal. A memorable one for him. Here's Gascoigne. Petric with him. Good play by Gascoigne. That's got in Petric. He tries a shot, and that's another wasted opportunity because Laudrup was wide to the right, and Laudrup is looking towards the Rangers defender, and now Celtic are about to make another change. Andy Walker's getting ready to come on, and Pierre van Hooijdonk is the man leaving the field to great applause. He grabbed that equaliser for Celtic to make it 3-3. So he leaves the field, and on comes Andy Walker, who has 3 goals to his credit this season, although he hasn't scored in the last 12 matches. So he could certainly make himself a hero in these last 5 minutes. And there's a touch for Walker. And it goes now to Collins. Tosh McKinley's running in support. Cleland digs in well though. Here's Laudrup, quickly closed down though by Boyd. But Boyd caught forward now as Cleland plays it through to Laudrup. Laudrup going on the outside of Peter Grant. Takes a tumble. And again, angry exchanges between Grant and Laudrup. And the referee is awarding the free kick just outside the right hand side of the penalty area. Peter Grant is not at all happy with Laudrup, claiming he took a dive.
I think he would probably be a linesman he'd be more upset with. I think Hugh Dallas was looking for a little bit of help from him there, never really got it.
So can Rangers cash in? Petric is forward, so too is Gough. Again it's Gascoigne to take it, just beyond Gough. It goes behind for the goal kick. Gascoigne so dangerous with these free kicks.
So again, it's a beautiful delivery. He's really asking people like Gough and Petric to go and attack it and make themselves heroes. Tremendous ball in, but the Celtic defence did well. They defended well, to be honest. It's so evenly balanced. The type of tension and everything that's happened in this match are liable to something crazy again to turn up to a winner.
The referee intervenes again and he awards the free kick Rangers' way.
There's been 3 or 4 of these players in particular, Jerry, who are still going at the same pace they started the match at. McCall, McKinlay, Collins, people like that are still going at the same rate. It's incredible they can maintain this standard.
So 3 minutes left. It's Petric who lofts it forward. Gough's up there again. It's Gascoigne! And it goes behind for the goal kick. Well, Richard Gough caused consternation among the Celtic defenders as he climbed for that. It broke to Gascoigne, the first time effort from him, and wide of target.
Well, I can see a lot of critics eating their words there. Gough again. John Hughes does well, breaks to Gascoigne. He's a bit wild with his left foot volley.
McKinlay does well. Andy Walker trying to get a touch. It breaks away to Petric. It's given away there to Paul McStay. Gascoigne tries to get back. McNamara goes on the outside. He's still full of running. Takes on Robertson. And he's challenged there by McLaren. And the free kick is awarded right on the edge of the penalty area. So just a couple of minutes left. And now a chance for Celtic at the other end. Rangers a moment ago had a free kick. Well, can Celtic snatch it dramatically? It's been that kind of afternoon. The Celtic push just about everyone forward. Tom Boyd's left at the back. It's Andreas Thom to take it. It's Robertson who gets his head to the ball. This is Laudrup climbing for it. And it's a good header by Laudrup in the end. Picked up by Cleland.
McNamara over defending in his left back position. for making his debut and a young man. He's had an absolutely sensational debut. Tremendous performance.
Just a moment ago he was winning the free kick on the far side of the field, and then he was doing some good defending, as Charlie said. We're inside the final minute, plus any stoppage time. It's Rangers 3, Celtic 3. And McCall's being harried by Collins. And Goram responds with a good kick upfield. Gough's pushed himself forward again, and you can see the will to win this match from both sides. Gough still well forward. It's Peter Grant who digs in. Now it's McKinlay to Collins. This is Boyd. The final seconds ticking away. And it's a free kick to Celtic, quickly taken. It's with Andy Walker. This is Grant. McLaughlin starts a run. It's back to Walker. McCall goes with him. We're now into stoppage time. McCall dug in well there. Now it's Laudrup. Chance for Rangers to break. McCoist running through the middle. So that's Laudrup clipping it through to Ali McCoist. He needs some help here. There's Celtic players all around him. It goes to Stuart McCall. He's completely mishit that one. And Charlie Miller sends it high over the target. But still, both sides fully committed.
Yeah, both sides definitely going for the win. They're not holding back at all. Definitely going to win the game. Rangers with really only McCoist playing up front himself. Celtic trying to play those little passing movements in the midfield again and getting in support.
It's a scoreline that will suit Rangers better than Celtic. It will allow them to keep the 4-point gap at the top over the Parkhead club, and of course Aberdeen lost further ground yesterday. But of course Hibs have a game in hand and are still in touch. So that's over a minute of stoppage time played. Charlie, your overall thoughts?
Well, I think it's been one of the finest Old Firm matches I've seen for many years. Before the game it normally lets you down when you say it's going to be a classic. Today was an all-time classic. Celtic been in the lead on 2 occasions and still can't come away with the 3 points. I think any other time they come to Ibrox and score 3 goals, they think it's definitely a victory. The Rangers, to their credit, fought back and hung in, and it probably deserves no one to lose today because there was so much passion and tension. It was just a marvellous game of football.
And nice to see it end in a sporting fashion. A game at one point that threatened to run out of control, but thankfully the players get back on with the game of playing football. The final score here at Ibrox Stadium is Rangers 3, Celtic 3.